What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and today we're checking out the brand new lineup of MacBook Pros for 2023 after Apple hosted an event near Halloween that I was actually in New York for and got the opportunity to check out the brand new MacBook Pro in the beautiful space black color. It's not only that though, there's also new chips, including the M3, the M3 Pro, and the M3 Max, and we're going to be talking about some of the improvements, differences, and which model most people should start to look at if you're deciding which MacBook Pro to buy this year. And as always, if you guys like to see the latest and up-to-date Apple content, just subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video, and let me know down in the comment section below if you have any questions for the full review of this computer. This MacBook Pro right here is the 14-inch model, and on the spec sheet, it is the one with 16-core CPU, a 40-core GPU, 64 gigabytes of unified memory, and 2 terabytes of fast internal storage. You're able to spec it all the way up to 128 gigs of unified memory, but what's really interesting here is the space black color option. It's a little bit different from the midnight black that you've seen on the MacBook Air, for example, which was a huge fingerprint magnet, and it was something that I was really excited about. But this just tones down the black a little bit, and it actually has really good levels of fingerprint resistance, as I saw on site at the event. So let's just go ahead and unbox this here. You take a look at the wallpaper. I think it looks pretty cool, and it is just a very subtle and simple look. Yeah, just flipping it over, let's just open up the tab here and just give you guys an unboxing and initial look of this computer. And I'm gonna have to put it to the test and see just how fast it is, but it is based on a 3nm architecture, and some of the other improvements just come in the unification of the lineup. So you no longer have the touch bar. You can get the base processor, which in this year's case is the M3 in the new redesigned 14-inch body, but the midnight black color is only available on the M3 Pro and the M3 Max. So just sliding that up. We're also gonna compare the color to the space gray that I have on the MacBook Pro from last year, but let's just set that aside for a second. And inside you also have the braided matching charging cable. In this case, that is in a black color. And you also have the power brick, which is in the white. So the MacBook Pro 14-inch for this year comes with a 70-watt power brick, or 96 depending on your processor configuration, and the 16-inch comes with 140 watts. So just taking this off here. There you have the USB Type-C port, and this is a white charger, but yeah, pretty self-explanatory. This is the MagSafe charger setup. I typically just use USB Type-C, but there you have it. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the MacBook itself. So let's just take off the paper here. And honestly, I just gotta say, this space black color is just incredibly perfect. It was the color or the non-color that I was expecting when Apple first announced a matte black MacBook Pro. And even though I love matte black, and you've seen in the color scheme, I've gone with matte black many times, it was just not good with fingerprints. And I almost felt like it was too dark, and this is right in the middle where you have that gunmetal look that you get out of the space gray, but it's just a hint darker. And if you're considering which color to get for this new MacBook Pro, I absolutely think this is the one that you should look at if you're a fan of matte black products. It's a type of tone that under different lights, you really do get a different look out of it. And as you can see here, in front of the light, it has a lighter, more subtle color, but as you kind of tilt it over, you really get that deep black look with this still subtle touch of gradient to it, depending on the light situation you're in. Taking a look at the keyboard itself, you can see once again, in certain light scenarios, it does look just a little bit lighter, but I really think that is the beauty of this new differentiating color for this year on the MacBook Pro. For professional applications, it really has that bold look to it. And just off the bat, I can tell you that this new anodized coating or process and trying to get fingerprints on it, it really does do a good job shielding that. And when you're trying to compare it to the color of the previous generation of MacBook Pro, this is kind of what we're comparing to. So there you have it. It is a lot darker, as you can see, and just showing you guys on the overhead view when stacking it up, it's almost like it makes the original look like a silver tone. Just to get into some of the spec options that you guys have when deciding which MacBook Pro to get for this year, most people are gonna be fine with the M3 Pro. You can really edit some serious video, graphics, coding, and all that kind of stuff out of the M3 Pro. These processors are so impressive, and very few people really harness the full power of the chip like the M3 Max. And in my case last year, I went with the maxed out version of the MacBook Pro 14-inch, and I found that I was really having troubles putting pressure on that computer, even despite editing 4K and 6K video in RAW and transcoding hundreds of clips at a time in some scenarios. With a 3nm architecture, the M3 Pro comes in a 12-core CPU with 6 performance cores and 6 efficiency cores, and up to an 18-core GPU. When you upgrade to the M3 Max, though, you can go up to 16-core CPU with 12 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, and up to 40-core GPU with 400 gigabytes per second of memory bandwidth. So it is quite a significant difference, but you have to weigh whether or not the price is worth the additional spend, because you can really spec up these computers to a very high point. So when it comes to pricing, the MacBook Pro 14-inch with the base M3 processor starts at a price of $1,599. The M3 Pro model comes in at $2,000, and the 16-inch MacBook Pro with the M3 line of processors starts at a price of $2,500. But what I've loved about this newest generation of MacBook Pros is that the 14-inch is like a no compromise experience essentially when it comes to power. I've really liked carrying around a 14-inch computer to do all of my work on the travels, and most of my team, despite having the option to go with the 16-inch or the 14-inch, have been fighting over the 14-inch models that we have in the office because it is simply powerful enough. It's got an incredible display and it's so portable, but at the same time, they didn't try to make it too thin or anything to the point where performance or thermals struggle. It's really been the most complete computer that I've had. So I'm gonna do a full review of this computer. If you enjoyed it, make sure you go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, if you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next one.